A milestone day for ACU as the Wildcats accept an invitation to join the Southland Conference and transition to Division I. Grant Boone for ACUsports.com with Director of Athletics Jared Mosley. Jared, in the press conference earlier, you got a little bit emotional. This is a mile marker along a very long journey, isn't it?
It is. It's one that I think we certainly have been anticipating for a very long time and required a lot of due diligence and work, and the process itself, while grueling, it was definitely needed and worth it. And can't say enough just thinking about the number of people and individuals who have been a part of that over the course of the last couple of years, and those who have really challenged us, those who have encouraged us. And this is really a great feeling today to be able to know that it's culminated in this decision, this opportunity to launch into a great conference that we feel is going to serve us for a long time. You
told me earlier when I was congratulating you that I think your response was thanks, now the hard work begins, because while it's been a grueling process, now begins another very long road, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have 4 years here and then some of just meeting the obligations that we have to make this transition and to do it successfully, and going to require another great effort on behalf of a lot of people on this campus, but one that, kind of thinking about, I think it's going to be a different kind of a stress moving forward, one that, we kind of anticipation and excitement this last couple of years. You put all this in and don't really know what the outcome is going to be, and so you kind of get to a point where you're just ready to close that book and move on one way or another. But couldn't be more pleased about where we're at today, and certainly look forward to the road ahead.
You've been instrumental nationally as an athletics director, working within the NCAA on committees. You've witnessed, like fans have, that there have been times the last several years, and really probably forever, in which athletics has taken too prominent a position and has steered things that it shouldn't have steered. And as a guy who was an All-America academically like you were, it seems that you have a perspective that would make you proud, because this decision really, this is an academics first decision that ACU is making, isn't it?
No question. And I think when you look at athletics in general, if you're going to maximize success, you've got to be aligned with the greater mission and vision of the institution. To be able to go out and just try to do something on your own for just your own gratification might last for a little bit, but to have something that's sustaining, it's got to be rooted in the foundation of who ACU is and where we aspire to be. And I feel that athletics, by what we do and what our coaches do, provides opportunities for student athletes that we feel are unique and that can't be duplicated across the country. And so, you have to embrace that, and our coaches certainly have, and can't help but think of the ways God's going to bless those efforts in the coming years as we try to do everything we can to honor Him in what we do.
You've been saying this over and over, and you can't say it enough, because it's hard to communicate messages to large groups of people. But just to break it down in more clunky terms here, the academic requirements of a Division I student athlete are way closer to what ACU asks of all of its students than Division II. Is that a fair way of saying it?
Certainly a fair statement. And, the requirements are drastically different. The thing I think that separates and that we look forward to is the academic progress rate and the ability to have some accountability measures in place that really hold athletic departments to a standard where you better be prepared to retain and keep eligible the students you're bringing on your campus. And to be able to do that, it just fulfills exactly what we promised the students on the front end when they set foot in our doors, is that when they leave here, they're going to be leaving with a quality degree. Certainly we're going to push them from a physical development standpoint and maximize their competitive opportunities, but we're also going to challenge them in ways that that when they leave here, they're going to be different people. They're going to have a better understanding of who they are and where their gifts and talents lie. And so as you begin to look at that and just those differences in those rules on the front end, it's certainly going to bring a different type of student athlete through our doors that we feel aligns very well with the institution.
Well, a hello to the Southland Conference means a goodbye to the Lone Star after 40 years. And I know personally for you, you've forged some, not just some important working relationships, but I know some friendships with a lot of administrators and athletics directors in that conference. What are you thinking about now? Because it is a bittersweet day in some ways, isn't it?
No doubt it's bittersweet. Have just tremendous respect for a lot of the individuals that I've been able to work side by side with in the Lone Star Conference, and just to think through some of the in a lot of ways mentors to me. I mean, coming in as a fairly young athletic director here at ACU and not a lot of experience, the ability to sit back and learn from some of the best administrators in Division II, and to grow in friendship and relationship to a point where you have a mutual concern and care and desire for everybody to do well. It's been a neat experience for me to be able to be engaged with such quality people, and certainly to Stan Wagnon and just the work that he's done in following the footsteps of Fred Jacoby. A lot of great things have come out of his leadership of the Lone Star Conference over the last several years, and certainly wish him nothing but the best, because he does a great job in casting very aggressive visions and trying things that some of us couldn't really see, but that he caught the vision for, and he deserves a lot of credit, and certainly going to miss those relationships in that context, but certainly look forward to keeping those friendships.
Last thing, Jared, you said earlier, the hard work is just beginning. Give fans an understanding, and alumni an understanding here of just, let's just say, the next 30 to 60 days, the things that immediately have to be addressed. And let's start, for example, with putting together a football season for next year, because the ACU won't begin playing a Southland Conference schedule until 2014. So that, plus some other things that need to be done here in the outset.
Well, that's obviously one that's on the forefront from a competitive standpoint, but we've already engaged in the process of trying to maneuver our strategic plan, our gender equity plan. We've undergone those evaluations over the last 4 to 6 months, and plan on trying to wrap those up within the next 2 to 3 months, because that's a key part as we transition of submitting our application and ensuring that we're meeting the Division I philosophies and values, and that's tied in and integrated with what we're doing. And so,
and just to be clear, this is, in this 4-year transition, you're measured, aren't you, by the NCAA as you go along these next few years?
Yeah, to say there's checks and balances might be an understatement. There's going to be ample opportunity for us to really provide data and detail to make sure that we're prepared for what lies ahead, and that we have built a program based on solid foundations that will be sustainable for the long term. And so also look forward, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to learn from institutions like Central Arkansas and others who have been through this process, and to not have to recreate the wheel, so to speak, but to be able to glean wisdom and knowledge from their past experiences.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Take the rest of the weekend off. You've earned it.
I'd like to take the rest of the weekend off.
Okay. Jared Mosley, Athletics Director. On a milestone day at ACU, the Wildcats moving to the Southland Conference starting in 2013, and that, of course, means Division I. For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone.